Hi. Video number 2 in our 3-part series written on this post-it note. This one is about how games are evil. But first, let me tell you that I'm eating tacos. Well, the mighty taco. Good thing the camera shows me my own face, so I know when there's crap on my face. And this is the diet root beer that tastes like bubble gum and raisins. It's no good. And I'm still chewing here. Games are evil. There's a lot has been said. I stirred up a big old hornet's nest, and I want to clarify some things I said. I want to agree with some people and some things they said, some things that everybody said. And I want to disagree with some people and some things they said, but there's too many different things. I can't deal with all that. So I'm just kind of going to state anew, and hopefully that will contain the agreements, disagreements, and clarifications. So, when I say that games are evil, I am talking about one-player, action-adventure, non-social, that's one-player, games. I'm talking about the majority of games today. You know, when you buy a game, when you think video game nowadays, the first basic thing you think is it's a game where you're holding a controller. If you're into console games, this is what you think. You're holding a controller, you're steering a guy, running around the world, shooting things, solving puzzles, getting through a story to the end. That's like 80% of all games. And those are the games that are a complete waste of time. All the other things people have mentioned, you know, the social aspects, oh, you're going to make friends. Yeah, that's great. That's a real benefit, and I think that's where video games work, is when they're a tool. The video game is there to facilitate you getting to something else. It's an access point to social interaction. It's an access point to learning about music, which I think Rock Band definitely does. I want to take an aside for Rock Band right now, because I was really misrepresenting myself last time. I think Rock Band is one of the best games in the world, and it's given me a new way to appreciate music. Like, if you play a song in Rock Band, you're experiencing it on a whole different level than listening to it. And it's broadened my horizons beyond that. Even when I just listen to music now, I listen to the different parts, and I hear different parts, whereas before it might have just been a solid sound. Now I hear, oh look, that's a drum sequence is doing this. And yes, the drums are just about 1-to-1. The drums are great. I was just trying to cover myself because people get so up in arms about how you're not learning guitar. Why don't you go pick up a real guitar? People do that all the time. Not just people who are anti-video game, but everybody does it, and I hate it. And it's true. I mean, you're playing the plastic guitar is not teaching you anything about guitar, but it does, you know, get you into music and stuff. Rock Band's great. It's also social. I mean, it's got everything. It's pretty perfect. So Rock Band is good. What else did I have to say? Talked about kids playing Final Fantasy with your kids, Anthony. That's something I wanted to say, is that kids should play video games every day. Kids should play a lot of video games, even single-player, non-social games. Video games are great for kids. Andy mentioned hand-eye coordination. I don't need it. I'm in my 30s. Kids need it. Kids start out, I can't do it. They're incapable of doing anything. But if they play video games, in like a week, they're precision killing machines. That's Jack Thompson. But the hand-eye coordination thing is absolutely great for kids. Reading. You try to play an RPG, your reading level just jumps. I mean, I've seen kids just develop. I mean, it's incredible, and that's where I want to get into the best thing about video games. which is that a video game creates an artificial incentive to do something that you wouldn't do otherwise, or you wouldn't want to. And I think the best example is not actually a video game, it's sports. If you tell me to run up and down a field 10 times, I'm gonna get halfway to one end, be honest, and go, oh, this sucks, and start plodding along and barely make it. You tell me to go play soccer with some people, and I don't care if I'm absolutely ragged, just going, I see a guy going past me with the ball, I'm on him. I'm gonna keep going. I know I used to play tennis a lot, and it was very much like that. I'd be absolutely burned out, worn myself out, but the ball's going way over here, I run for it, and I dive for it, and you can't help it. It creates this incentive that pushes you harder than you would push yourself, which is great. And it's not just physical. It's, like I said, with reading, it gets you to do a bunch of reading because kids hate to read, but then they find out, oh, well, to get through this game, I'm going to have to read what this guy's saying so I know what my objective is. So they do it, and they push their way through it, and it's real hard at first, but they get better and better. And that's the great thing about games, and that's why they're so good for kids, and they're so important in education. I think games are super important in that regard. Where I think games are evil, and I'm getting way too long here. Holy crap, this is a lot longer than I thought. I think they're evil for guys like us. Grown-ups play them too much, and this thing about how you have to have play, bullshit. Not really bullshit. You can have play, but you don't need video games for that. Play cards with your friends. Do whatever. There's so many ways to entertain yourself. Draw pictures. I have to get back to Andy on that one because... Okay, I'll do it right now. No, I'm not talking about crayons stuck up on my mom's fridge. I'm talking about real artwork that I really made because I worked at artwork all my life. My mom framed it, put it on her wall. It is a part of her actual decor of her house. I think I made it in college. And that's art. I created something of value that has improved her house. Of course, she's my mom, so, it's of value to someone who is predisposed. Anyway, that's what I was saying. It's a lot more valuable than a level 85 character. And I really should stop talking. I'm sure there's a million other things I could say. Video 3 coming soon. Stop. I can't stop the recording.